Welcome to IELTS CELPIP MasterPrep, your trusted source for real exam-based practice tests. Every test you see here is inspired by current exam trends, and each one comes with full model solutions to help you master every section. Here's our daily schedule. IELTS tests drop every morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern, and CLP tests every evening at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. No matter which exam you're preparing for, we've got you covered every single day. Are you ready for today's test? Give it your best shot and comment your score. The top 5 scorers will be featured in our monthly Achievers newsletter and awards. Want your name included? Let's begin.
Part 1. You will hear a man inquiring about a job posting at a Canadian company. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 10. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 10. Good morning, thank you for calling Maplewood Environmental Solutions. This is Rachel speaking, how can I help you today? Hi Rachel, my name is David Okafor. I came across a posting on your website for a sustainability coordinator position, and I was hoping to get some more details about it. Oh, wonderful. Yes, that position is still open. We posted it just last Wednesday. Could I ask how you found our website? We've been trying out a few different advertising channels. Sure, I actually saw it shared in a LinkedIn group for environmental professionals. A former colleague of mine reposted it. I've been working in waste reduction consulting for the past 6 years, so the role really caught my eye. That's great to hear. 6 years is solid experience. So just to give you an overview, the position is full-time, based at our head office here in Burlington, Ontario, though we do offer a hybrid arrangement, 3 days in the office and 2 days remote each week. That hybrid setup sounds really appealing. I'm currently based in Oakville, so the commute to Burlington would be very manageable. Could you tell me a bit about the salary range and the benefits package? Absolutely. The starting salary range is between $72,000 and $85,000 annually, depending on qualifications and experience. Benefits kick in after the first 90 days and include extended health, dental, and a company-matched RRSP contribution of up to 4%. That's competitive, thank you. And what about the core responsibilities? The posting mentioned project management and stakeholder engagement, but I was wondering if there's anything else involved. Good question. Beyond project management and stakeholder engagement, the role also involves preparing quarterly sustainability reports for our clients, conducting on-site environmental audits, usually about 2 per month, and mentoring a small team of 3 junior analysts. Mentoring a team is definitely something I'd enjoy. I led a team of 4 at my previous firm, Greenway Consulting. What qualifications are you looking for? I have a master's degree in environmental science from the University of Guelph. A master's is actually preferred, many applicants only have a bachelor's, so that puts you ahead. We also require at least 3 years of relevant experience, which you clearly exceed, and a valid Canadian Environmental Assessment Certificate. The application deadline is May 1st, and we're aiming to conduct first-round interviews during the week of May 11th. Perfect, I do hold that certificate. I'll get my application submitted well before the deadline. Thanks so much for all the information, Rachel. I'm really excited about this opportunity with Maplewood. That is the end of Part 1. You now have some time to check your answers to Part 1. Part 2. You will hear a recorded message from Canada Revenue Agency about tax filing deadlines. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 20. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 20. Thank you for calling the Canada Revenue Agency's Automated Tax Information Line. This message contains important reminders for the 2025 tax year. The deadline for most individual Canadians to file their income tax return is April 30, 2026. However, if you or your spouse are self-employed, your filing deadline is extended to June 15, 2026. Please note that any balance owing is still due by April 30 regardless of your filing status. If you file your return late, you may be charged a penalty of 5% of your balance owing, plus 1% for each additional month, up to 12 months. We encourage all Canadians to file on time, even if you cannot pay immediately. This year, you can file for free by using certified tax software available through our website. Our NetFile electronic filing service is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Remember to keep your receipts and supporting documents for at least 6 years in case we ask to review them. Also, don't forget to check your eligibility for the new Canada Dental Care Plan benefit on your return. If you need personal assistance, consider visiting a community volunteer tax clinic in your area, where trained volunteers prepare returns at no cost. Refunds are processed fastest through direct deposit, typically within 2 weeks of filing electronically. If you wish to speak with an agent, please be aware that phone line wait times are shorter early in the morning. Press 1 to repeat this message, or press 2 for more options. That is the end of Part 2. You now have some time to check your answers to Part 2. Part 3. You will hear 3 community members discussing a proposal for a new recreational facility. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 30. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 30. Thanks for coming, everyone. The City Council wants our input on the proposed recreation center for Maple Ridge Park. I've looked at the plans. They're suggesting an indoor pool, a gymnasium, and a seniors' lounge. That's quite ambitious for our neighborhood. It is, but honestly, families here have been driving 40 minutes to Brampton just to swim indoors. We really need this. I agree the demand is there. My concern is parking. The current lot only holds about 60 cars, and that won't be enough. True. They could build underground parking, though that would push the budget way up, probably by $2 million. What if they partnered with the transit authority instead? A dedicated bus shuttle from the GEO station would cut car traffic significantly. That's a practical idea, Priya. Derek, do you think the gymnasium should include a walking track? The Seniors Association has requested one. Absolutely. A raised indoor track above the gym floor is standard now. It serves seniors and joggers during the winter months. And we should ensure the facility is fully accessible, ramps, elevators, sensory-friendly quiet hours. That was missing from the original proposal. Good point. I'll add accessibility upgrades to our recommendation. Now, what about the timeline? Council hopes to break ground next spring. That feels rushed. Environmental assessments alone take 6 months. I'd say a realistic opening is late 2028 at the earliest. Agreed. Let's recommend a phased approach, open the pool and gym first, then add the seniors lounge in phase 2. That balances cost and community need. That is the end of part 3. You now have some time to check your answers to part 3. Part 4. You will hear a podcast exploring innovations in Canadian healthcare technology. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40. Welcome back to Health Tech North. I'm Dr. Karen Whitfield, and today we're joined by Dr. Naveen Chandra from the University of Toronto's Digital Health Institute. Naveen, your team recently deployed an AI-powered triage system across 3 Ontario hospitals. What prompted that initiative? Thanks, Karen. Essentially, emergency departments were facing unsustainable wait times, sometimes exceeding 12 hours. We developed an algorithm that analyzes patient vitals and symptom patterns in real time, then assigns priority scores. Within the first 6 months, average triage time dropped by nearly 40%. That's remarkable. But critics have raised concerns about algorithmic bias. How does your team address that? It's a valid concern. We trained the model on demographically diverse datasets from across 5 provinces and built in mandatory fairness audits every quarter. If any disparity surfaces, say, in Indigenous patient outcomes, the system flags it automatically for human review. Interesting. Now, another area gaining traction is virtual care. Do you see AI triage complementing or competing with telehealth platforms? Complementing, absolutely. Our system actually routes lower acuity cases directly to virtual consultations, freeing up in-person resources for critical patients. It's an integrated approach rather than an either-or scenario. And what about data privacy? Canadian patients are understandably cautious about sharing health information with AI systems. We comply fully with PIPEDA and provincial health privacy laws. All data is anonymized before it enters the algorithm, and patients retain the right to opt out entirely without affecting their care quality. Looking ahead, where do you see this technology in 5 years? I believe AI triage will become standard in most Canadian emergency departments by 2030. The next frontier is predictive modeling, identifying patients at risk of deterioration before symptoms even appear. That shift from reactive to preventive care could fundamentally transform our healthcare system. That is the end of Part 4. You now have some time to check your answers to Part 4. That is the end of the CELPIP listening test. You now have some time to transfer your answers to the answer sheet.
Before you go, don't forget to like this video, share it with other test takers, and subscribe so you never miss your daily IELTS and CELPIP tests. Drop your score in the comments. Your name could be featured in our monthly Achievers newsletter. Stay consistent, stay focused, and keep leveling up with MasterPrep.